to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
This is Colin McGuigan for FLTV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Delighted to be joined by Kalle Sauerland here in Austin, Texas. Kalle,
my roll neck after that press conference. It was a lively one. Here we are, Austin. You know, we are at the Formula One track today. Misfits does take us to some fantastically cool, interesting places. It's the rock and roll train of boxing.
I do need to ask you, this Misfits train, where does it stop? Because for the average boxing fan, for the purest boxing fan, this is a bit crazy to them. Tell me why they should be maybe tuning into these events, or is this targeted at a younger audience?
Well, for the purist, if you're really purist, I don't know if it's going to be your cup of tea, so I'm not going to try and sell it to you. I'd say give it a chance. It's novice boxers, most of them. I mean, we got a Golden Gloves winner on Saturday night, Welled Sharks. But it's all walks of life coming together who have trained for a boxing contest, and they all have a big following and their characters. So, yeah, I think that's the way to sell it. Is don't expect to see Joe Louis versus, Muhammad Ali. It's not like at that level, of course. It's novices, but give them respect, in terms of what they've done to train and prepare for the fights. And, it's 3-minute rounds, 10-ounce gloves,
We've heard KSI say that he's going to announce his fight on Saturday night. Give me a bit of an idea of where we're going to go with this Misfits shows. Where are they going to be based? Are we going to see more in the United States? Are we going to see some in the UK at the same time? What's the story?
Well, I mean, they're doing such huge numbers. We had, just to put it into perspective, the Sheffield show last month did 10 million views before the event. Not the event, before the event. So weigh-in, press training, press conference, 10 million views. So, you can really put it anywhere. Like I said up there today, we're talking about maybe going to Switzerland with it. We're talking about, the UK is a big one for us, of course. But the US, Austin's our first one. And yeah, January 14, I can't reveal too much. Obviously it's KSI, and it's a big one. But you're going to see regular events on a very regular basis. If you do follow the series, and I hope that people give it a chance who don't normally watch influencer boxing, and you'll start to see the different characters that come back. We've got 3 guys on the Austin card on Saturday who were also at on the Misfits DAZN Series 1 show. So DAZN's really got behind it. It's fantastic to see reaching out for a young audience. And I hear already now in the distant murmuring, but this is taking away money from boxing and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. No, it's not. It's actually feeding boxing. Happy to have an open debate with anyone on that subject, and I can show you why that is the case. But it feeds into professional amateur gyms. It brings eyes to the sport on a demographic that hopefully will then also be watching the other, regular boxing on DAZN. That's it's important to grow that young fan base, and if this is one of the ways, then hey, I'm all for it.
January 14th, KSI. Where's that going to land, UK or United States?
Oh, I'm not privileged to give that information just now. You wait 48 hours and we will have the big reveal.
Can't wait for it. Obviously, we'll move on. Next week, you've got a show in York Hall, Harlem Eubank. You've got Liam Williams actually on that show as well. It's a great lineup. Talk to me a bit about that.
It's a crazy few days. So we come off Austin Misfits, then straight on the plane, straight into the York Hall fight week with Harlem Eubank, Tom Farrell, fantastic fight. The iconic home of British boxing. Liam Williams added to the card as well. We've got some fantastic fights on there. Chloe Watson. And then, we've got the night after, we've got Nathan Gorman challenging for the British heavyweight championship as well. So, starting with Harlem, I'm so proud that Harlem is headlining the Channel 5 show and is going to do great numbers. And you really feel that this has been a real step up year for him. He's been very active, but he's also really improved fight by fight, and he's done some fantastic work with Adam Booth and the team, with H and all the guys in the Booth gym. Fantastic setup, fantastic group of guys and girls they've got there, and I'm excited for Harlem. He's one of boxing's good guys. There's lots of good guys in boxing, but he's really one of the good guys. And it's going to be an interesting night. We've got a set up there, a real party set up. We start with boxing, we break then for the football. Obviously England playing Friday night as well, and then we go straight after the football. We go into the main fight. So it's going to be a real East End party night. We go out on Friday night in London.
And Nathan Gorman, as you mentioned, against Fabio Wardley, what a fight that is on Saturday night. How do you think that goes? Do you think Nathan can end up the winner in that one?
Absolutely, yeah. We talk victory, and why not? I mean, I make Nathan the favourite. I've got no idea what other bookies are making it. Doesn't really interest me too much. I'm not allowed to bet anyway. So, but Nathan is one of heavyweight boxing's most underrated fighters right now. Saturday next week is his moment where he's going to grab that spotlight, and that's going to be, on a personal level, it's going to be a great pleasure to see.
Sticking with the heavyweights, we've seen Hrgović Usyk was ordered. Talk to me a bit about that, because is there a potential that Hrgović maybe takes a step aside amount and lets Fury Usyk happen, or do you think that's not in the talks at the moment?
No, I mean, it's cut and dry the way it's ordered. It's been ordered. That's very strict with the IBF. That's a very clear situation as far as the IBF go. We can look at historic examples. Tyson Fury defeating Vladimir Klitschko and being stripped days later because he didn't meet those requirements, so they'll take it very seriously. We take it very seriously. Philip has waited a long time for that shot, and we're delighted it's coming.
Finally, the question on everyone's lips: where are we with the Eubank Jr. Liam Smith fight?
Yeah, I mean that fight's sort of been announced 5 times already. So no, I mean we're in discussions. The fact that we're in discussions means it's not done, is it? But we're in good discussions. For us, we've said it's very important that we fight quickly. But it's a big fight, and those terms have to be made. And we're in good discussions. But the fact that we're in discussions means it's not been made yet, and we will continue to discuss to find a deal. That's how it works in boxing, isn't it?
Let me press you one last time. Where and when could we see that fight happen?
I mean, it's one that would go in January, wouldn't it?
Where?
Oh, no, you're really pressing me. I was thinking Bahamas was quite nice around that time of the year.
I'm a big fan of that.
The UK is far too cold to have a boxing fight in January, isn't it? So, there you heard it first. Eubank Smith in the Bahamas on January the 1st.
That's the title. Thank you very much, Kalle. We'll catch up again this week. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.